Ever start a game with a sky-high hype only to drop it like a bad habit? Yeah, I'm pretty sure every gamer has experienced a series of games that they were super hyped to play, only to just put it down just because it just didn't live up to their hype. What up everybody, it's AJ, and these are 5 titles that I actually never finished, and they are all on my channel. I was going through my channel recently and I noticed that there are plenty of titles that I actually never even considered trying to finish. I just got bored with them. And I'm going to go through these 5 and explain my reasoning behind it. And hopefully this discussion brings up a conversation down below in the comments regarding your games that you decided not to play or finish and just did not live up to the hype that you had. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get through this list. And I'll explain why each one of these games I was not able to complete. So to start, we will be beginning with the very first game that I never completed on this channel. And that is Assassin's Creed Valhalla. This is one of the very first games that I played that looked very interesting at the time, and I wanted to do some live streams on it. So as you can tell with the footage in the background, there's some overlays and things of that nature from one of the very first live streams I've ever done. This game had a lot to offer with the raiding villages and swinging axes and all the normal Assassin's Creed stuff. But man, this game just didn't grab me like I thought it would. I went in expecting an epic saga, but the story felt like it was moving at a snail's pace. I'd finished one quest and it's like, cool, now I go talk to this random dude across the map for 3 lines of dialogue. And don't get me started on the exploration, it is just too huge. Which sounds great until you realize you're spending half your time rowing a boat or climbing cliffs for what? Another collectible. Yeah, that's what. The combat was fine, but after 20 hours, I was like, am I even halfway done? I wasn't. I tapped out because it felt more like a chore than an adventure. That's why I'm really hopeful that the next Assassin's Creed game can grab my attention better than this one. I have not really played an Assassin's Creed game since this one. I even tried to go back to Origins, which was the very last one that I completed in its entirety. Almost 100%ed it, actually. I just felt like that one was just done really well. Even Odyssey was done better. But yep, that is it for the first game that I never completed on this channel. The next one is actually probably don't surprise you guys because it got really good reviews and it was one of the very first major releases for the PlayStation 5 when it was announced, and that is Horizon Forbidden West, the sequel to Horizon Zero Dawn. Yeah, this one really hurts because I actually like Zero Dawn. The whole aspect of the dinosaurs and the female character with Aloy and the graphics were amazing, but there's just one thing. The game, again, is just too big. I wandered off to explore and suddenly I'm 10 side quests deep, nowhere near the main story, and I've forgotten why I'm even fighting these machines. The story itself didn't grip me either. It's got all this lore, but I wasn't invested enough to care. Plus the gameplay started feeling repetitive, shoot, dodge, craft, repeat. It's gorgeous and tons of you probably love it, but for me, it was like, okay, I've seen enough of these robo-crocodiles for one lifetime. I put it down and never looked back. Got like 17 episodes in this one and I'm like done. Yeah, can't do it. Can't do it. Not anymore. All right. Next up is... Alright, so this one is actually crazy and probably unexpected. There was a time when I was trying to play retro Nintendo games. Just because I just got done playing Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, and then Tears of the Kingdom. Both of those series did really well for my channel, and I really wanted to continue on to the Zelda train. And I wanted to play one of the very, probably the most popular Zelda game there is, and that is Ocarina of Time. Now, unfortunately, the only way to play it that I could find was to play it through the emulation or like the online store for the Nintendo Switch, where you're able to play old Nintendo 64 games through like an emulation where it remaps the controller's scheme to that of a Nintendo 64 controller. And for some reason, I just could not get over the fact of the controls just not working well properly for me. I got annoyed with trying to press a certain button thinking that that would be the one that would work, and then it just would not work because it's not mapped to the correct controller layout. And I just got annoyed with it and I never actually completed it. It's just what it was. I got too annoyed with the controls and I was like, all right, well, that's enough of that, you know? Look, this game is probably one of the best games of all time. It's a lot of people's favorite games ever, but especially trying to play the game in 2024 at the time on a device that is modern and not old, it just was not working out. properly, and I even tried to research how you can actually play it any other way, and the only other way is through a PC emulation with using like a ROM and all that, and it just was not working. All right, next up though is Rise of the Ronin, another one of them samurai games that came out over the past couple years, and this one is simply just because I was just not good at the game. I had to put it down because there was a skill issue. I could not get down with the parrying and all the different weapon types and the way that you had to dodge and parry and timing, and it just was not working out. I got it super annoyed and frustrated, and I was just not having a good time, so I stopped playing it. That's really the main reason why I stopped playing it. For what it was okay for me, but I got to a certain point. I think like one of the bosses was just, I could not handle all the timing, and I just got super annoyed, so I had to put it down, so I just stopped playing it. That's the main reason. It's pretty simple there. No real explanation other than that I just sucked at the game, and I got annoyed to the point where, all right, I'm done playing this. I think I even refunded it. I don't know. A super rage moment happened. I don't quite remember. And the last one, of course, that I most recently never finished was Star Wars Outlaws, and I've already made a video on this one. The exploration, it's similar to all the other Assassin's Creed. Again, it's an Ubisoft game, which they made it so boring in terms of gameplay, and then they made it so big and extravagant in terms of trying to explore and find things. It's similar to the Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I just got bored trying to go and talk to an NPC over here. Takes 10 minutes, and the fast traveling was not very good fast traveling. It would only take you to like a local area, and then you would still have to travel for like a minute or two to get to the destination. So yeah, I mean, I already made a video on that. I could not beat it. I just did not have the time and energy and effort, willingness to try to beat it. It was just too boring. And don't get me going with the sneaking around. It felt stiff, and the shooting was meh. And every mission felt like go here, steal this, escape, rinse and repeat. Planets look cool. I think the coolest part was actually flying the ship.
I hope this was worth it.
And there you have it, 5 games I couldn't finish, whether it was a snooze fest story, endless exploration, boring gameplay, emulation headaches, or just me being trash at combat. These titles didn't make it to the end credits for me, but I'm curious, what about you? Have you bailed on any games or even these same games for the same reason? Feel free to drop your thoughts down in the comments section. Let me know what games you've abandoned lately. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this one. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. Peace.
Oh, thank goodness they have this.